You've stopped into another episode of Dad Crossing where myself, Nick, and my co-host Sean will have real, honest chats about the highs and lows of dad life. We'll laugh together at the craziness of parenting and the silliness of our kiddos, and we'll support each other through the challenges and tough decisions of fatherhood. Whether you're a seasoned granddad or a dad-to-be, we promise laughs, relatable, and sometimes raw talk, and expert help to tackle the tough issues. Not from Sean and me, but from the amazing guests we'll have on the show. So let's be dads crossing through life together. I am too excited for High on Life. Anyways, welcome to Dad Life here at Dad Crossing. We're going to be talking about a lot of different things, but in general, like, how's your feeling about taking some time away from your kiddos? Because if you've listened to this podcast, as you might know, I have taken some time away from my kiddos. Taken a week. Me and the wife, we're in Phoenix. To be fair, the wife's working and I'm playing, but I got to tag along on her work trip, so it's my vacation and her work, and the kiddos are left back home with the grandparents. To be fair, it's kind of a vacation for them too.
I was gonna say the amount of treats and stuff. Yeah, so it's not too bad.
No.
And that's the way we would justify it as a parent is, they're going to be away from their normal routine. They're going to be stopping up later. They're going to have extended screen time. They're going to basically be handed on weight and foot, and they're not going to have to do anything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
so.
Yeah, no. Yes, it's been. I would imagine that they'll be like, yeah, we missed you, but they have loved every second of this time. So we also, my mom and Becca's dad share the same birthday, which is July 21st. So we missed our parents' birthday, which is unfortunate. But the kids made out bank because we didn't do a family celebration, which we normally do as a group. And so instead, they were with my mom in the morning, who took them out to like a big breakfast and a movie, and then they went to their other grandparents, Becca's parents, and they took them bowling, and then I think to Texas Roadhouse. These kids are making out. Trust me. I mean, they're loving it. But that aside, talking about.
Yeah, it still doesn't stop that feeling of, man, it'd be nice to see how much they were enjoying that. So,
yeah, for sure. So it's interesting. Like, I've had both. I haven't had any guilt. I wouldn't say I've never been like, oh man, I shouldn't have like done this. But I had two feelings. One, like, as parents, they'll bring kids out to the pool. Like, I am kind of like, oh man, the kids would like love this vacation, to be honest. Like, they would absolutely love to just like hang out at the pool and do this. So there's a little bit of like, I kind of wish they were here. Not so much guilt that I love that we didn't bring them, but just like, oh man, they really would love this. And then two is the other side of the coin of like, if it's possible, it's not always possible. So I get that. I said that at the end of last episode. All parents should get this. Like, all parents should get at least a weekend to like recharge, and be, so that they can be their best self to the kids. I mean, that was actually my first thought when I was in the pool. I was like, man, this should be like a no-brainer. It shouldn't be looked down on in any way, in my opinion.
No, it's not, and it's also really important as a couple to do that kind of stuff. I know Beck's like doing the schooling stuff, but you're still getting to spend the evening together.
Yeah.
Kind of like chilling out at the end of the day and stuff like that. And it's difficult sometimes to get that because there's always like a soccer practice. There's always, banjo practice. There's bowling practice and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of the other thing that Noah did.
Yeah.
There's always that, and then like Becca will probably have like follow-up emails and phone calls to make because of the stuff that's going on at school. If she's anything like Lindsay, that she brings that home with her.
Mm-hmm.
and you're the same. It's like you'll have a contractor that you'll need to speak to that you've not managed to get hold of all day, so you might have to have like a phone call, or you have to talk to me, which also into
Right.
like takes over your. Oh, thanks, man. Takes over your evening sometimes. So it's nice to have that bit of a time as a couple. And me and Lindsay do every year try and do at least one or two things like that to get away. Doesn't stop us from feeling that like after day two, when we've kind of enjoyed each other's company and done a couple of things that we wanted to do in terms of like walks or attractions that we wanted to see, we kind of have that. We get a moment. Both of us get a moment of, oh, we missed the kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and then the FaceTime starts, and it's like it's really nice to see them, but you can also see that they're really happy with what they're doing. And you get that
Yeah.
it kind of squashes that feeling down a little bit, and then you kind of go back to it. And but yeah, it's definitely needed. I mean, I I get a lot of time on my own during the day because I'll take the kids to school. I don't have to work. Lindsay will be at work, so I can selfishly just chill and do what I want. 9 times out of 10, I don't. I'll go to the gym and then do the housework and stuff, so it doesn't catch up with us.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but I can just take the day and go somewhere for a walk and stuff like that. So I don't. I feel like I don't need it as much. And then so when I do get the opportunity, when I go away with Lindsay, is I do get that guilt because it's like I get a lot of free time and Lindsay doesn't, and I'm here now, kind of taking up her free time. And sometimes I'll be a bit like, "Come on, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this," and I'm like, I sit there sometimes at the end of it, I'm like, kind of like one of the kids. Damn it. But at the same time, it's nice to have seen. Like when we went to Vienna, it was really nice. We kind of like rushed through a lot of different things. When I say rush, we didn't like get to a place where we were looking at something and go, "Oh, that's pretty," and then run to the next thing. It was like rather than the stuff that we had planned throughout the entire trip, we kind of condensed it down into 2 days, and we got a day spare and did what we want, which was nice. And I kind of just said to Lindsay, we'll do whatever you want to do," and we did, which was really nice, and it made a really nice last day kind of thing. But yeah, it's very important to have that time and chill and switch off kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree. And I told Beck, I was like, "Hey, this is I continually call myself the stowaway. Like this is your thing. I'm the stowaway, so like don't feel bad if your friends are doing something or your coworkers are doing something. Like don't feel like you got to be like, "Oh, my husband's back in the room, so I can't." It's like you just go do your thing and have fun and bond because it's, that's part of these like work things is like getting to know your coworkers better so that you'll have a better working relationship with them. So it also has been interesting. Like you don't get to see your significant other in with their work coworkers that much, right? And so like it's been fun to like hang out and see them, and actually her coworkers are really funny and they have a great relation and they seem to have like this great rapport and relationship together, and so it's been a lot of fun. It's been interesting to see Beck kind of in her element, and so
Yeah, and
that's been
sometimes
fun.
that's really like you said, that's nice to see in terms of it's another side of Beck that you get to see. But it's
Yeah,
also like I like to hear and see about Lindsay's day and how she's influenced people because it makes me very proud of her.
sure.
At the same time as seeing like the different side personality wise, it also makes me really, really proud of what she does because I couldn't do it. So and it's
Yeah,
nice
I
to
hear
see
you.
how
Yeah.
she flourishes in her own environment, sort of thing. So,
Hmm. Yeah. Um.
do you think it would be different if the kids were younger,
Um.
or would you have not gone away with Beck if the kids were younger?
I'm trying to think. So people might be like, "My God, did they ever parent?" We've left them. We've left them 3 times. Um. Both for like 5 days to 7 days. Uh. So this is number three. The second would have been like 4 years ago when we went on our 10th anniversary cruise, and then we left them 7 years ago when I actually had a work thing in Kansas City, and so I was the working person, and Beck got to goof around. Um, So, and let's see. So I say that because the first time would have been like 7 years ago. So Ariel would have been like 2, and Noah would have been like 5, 4, 5, something like that. So, like, I wouldn't leave them as babies, like babies. Like that would feel weird, and like that's just a lot, right? Like that's just,
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a massive
yeah,
upheaval, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. Like to be like, here, don't forget to feed them, and wake up at 2 a.m. and it's just like there's too much. So like when the first time we left them was really, I do remember this because Becca and I were talking about like Ariel's out of diapers. That whole phase is done. They're eating. Yeah, they're 2. They can't be like left alone. They need constant supervision. But like it's a lot less upheaval than when they're babies. I would feel real, like even with our parents, I would feel bad to be like, here, take my baby and I'll be gone for a
Yeah,
week. But like at that, I think that's a great age actually. Like they're out of diapers. They're a lot less. There's still a lot of need there, but a lot less. And you have gone through like 2-ish years of like, in the trenches. So yeah, take a few days. Yeah, yeah. Take a few days and get your head back on straight. So I
yeah.
I don't know. I think that would be my only thing. I wouldn't leave them as babies, but other than that, nah.
No, it's. I can remember when the first time we left Logan when he was little, and he was like you say around 2 years old. It's the worries of missing things.
Hmm.
So like, is he gonna like the like first tooth kind of loss or like first tooth coming through? So I mean,
Yep.
if your kids still haven't had teeth by 2, um, but like it's that worry kind of thing. I might have had that all the time because of working shifts. I'm like out of the house for
Yeah.
12 hours at a time and working nights. I know for a fact I missed Logan's first steps. I have the video of it. Lindsay sent me the video of it. That's the only way I got to see it. So as dads, we do get that quite a lot because 90% of the time, as dads, we're out of the door before people wake up, and we're usually home just as, especially when they're little, they're kind of just being tucked into bed, sort of thing. So you miss quite a lot. Um, so we can deal with the guilt a little bit more because we're used to it. Um, but it still doesn't make it any easier.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think we did. I think Lindsay's mum came here and watched Logan once as a baby, so we could go away for our wedding anniversary. Not like a baby. He was like 14 to 18 months old, somewhere like that. So he was like crawling about. He was still in, yeah, he was still in nappies at that point, just, but he was like walking and babbling and things like that, and sleeping pretty well. We'd kind of figured out how to deal with the milk intolerance issues, so he was sleeping better. So we had like strict instructions, but Lindsay was like, this is his tub of his sweets and treats. Don't give him anything out of it, anything else, because he can't. This drawer in the freezer is all his food that he is okay to eat. Don't give him anything. So like, there was really strict instructions and sort of stuff because it was if you give him the wrong thing, you will have a very hard time. Oh.
Yeah. 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 So yeah, I think that's the only thing I would say about age. I do wonder, like, I don't particularly like if a parent was saying, "Hey, yeah, I got, we're going away." I'm usually like, "Hey, good for you guys. I'm glad you get some time alone." Like, I don't know, is there still a stigma of parents like, "Oh, are you leaving your kids?" Huh? I don't know. Is that I don't particularly view it that way. I don't know if my friends back home right now are like, "It's freaking Metzgers. They just left their kids to do whatever." Man, I don't know. Particularly maybe don't care.
It's each thing is though for me it's each to their own. There is things that I've seen parents do or know of what parents have done, and I wouldn't do it. It's like you like yeah, you have conversations and they say really, it's like no, it's just weird. But at the same time, I'm not looking at them and judging them as a parent as if to say, well, I wouldn't do that. That's just weird. It's one of those things like like that is each to their own. But you guys have got really good close family that are really close by that the kids see very, very often because you're always telling me about, oh, we did this thing as a family and we
Yeah.
had Becca's parents over, we had my parents were here and my so it's not like they're a strain and it's you've done it as a like we really need help. Can you watch the kids? The kids aren't are uneasy about them and stuff like that. It's just natural for them to be in that environment. So you guys are really fortunate with that. So there's no,
We
for
are.
me,
Yeah.
there'd be no judgment passed because it's like the kids are enjoying it. You know they're going to be well looked after. They're with family that they really, really close and cherish. So there is no problem at all. I mean, we struggle to get Logan to stay out because he doesn't like staying out. Um, we were trying to get them to stay out for our wedding anniversary next week. Um, but Logan doesn't want to do it. Like we said, oh, you're going to go down to grandma's for a bit, and he sees my mum and dad often.
Yeah.
Has no problem with them. He just he's just a very much a home bird. So we can't get him to stay somewhere for a long period of time unless like he's really, really forced to. Like when we went to the lakes a couple of years back. But then we make allowances, and people usually come here to look after him, and they'll like sleep in our bed. So we'll clean all the bed in and stuff. Like I do a deep clean of the house, and so they come and all his things are here. He's in his own environment and stuff like that. And, people do have perks for that because we got the hot tub outside and free to use.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, but he doesn't like stopping around. Like he slept at his friends over the road and was very, very uneasy about that and wanted to come home at like midnight, sort of thing. Um, So yeah, we struggle to get them out that way. It's not like we wouldn't do it. It's that we just struggle.
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, so like they went to my mom, stayed at my mom's house, and the kids don't really care. Like they'll go wherever. If I'm gonna be if I'm gonna be real honest, and my mother-in-law doesn't listen to this podcast, my father-in-law does not like to spend money on AC. Okay, so like if you, I don't know what he sets it at, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's like 78. Okay, and so um and it is 90 right now in Michigan with 65% humidity. So it feels like worse. I mean, I'd rather be here than there. Let me say that. And it's 107 here, but 90 with 65. It's 107 with 6% humidity instead of 90 with 65% humidity. Um, so my mother-in-law's loving it. Like she's like, yeah, well, we don't want the kids to struggle with the heat and everything. So we'll just keep them at your house. And I'm like, yeah, sure you will. I was like, my kids will be fine no matter where they're at, but I'm happy to have you at our house, and you can enjoy the wonderful temperature, the
I,
AC.
I'm just
So.
I'm just looking at this. Let me very quickly do a temperature. Oh, they've changed the app. That's weird.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh,
Yeah, I didn't do the thing for you.
no, it's okay. I'm just struggling because they've changed. Oh, here we go. So it is 20. It's been 24 here. So it's been 75 to So yeah, it's been 75-degree Fahrenheit here with 86% humidity.
Holy crud! That's a lot of
Yes.
humidity. I thought 65 was bad. We're
No.
90 with 65. Wow.
Yeah. I'm
Do you
sweating,
swim
but
to your
the,
car? Is that what you do?
no. What happens is like I just end up feeling like now I'm clammy all the
Yeah,
time, and it's
hate it.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Lindsay's freezing. She's upstairs right now in like under a blanket in our bed and doesn't want the fan on. And I'm like sat there playing Donkey Kong in just a pair of shorts on top of the duvet with the fan blasting on me, and I'm still like, fucking warm. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of humidity. But anyway, so my mother-in-law and father-in-law did stay at the house for the 3 days that they had them, and they enjoyed the AC. So, and that's fine with me. The kids are happy there, and they got to do all their stuff. But yeah, it was hot enough in Michigan that actually I didn't miss a game with Ariel because it all got canceled. So due to heat.
Yeah,
So
fair enough.
yeah. But no, if there is a stigma, it needs to go away. Like as long as you're as long as all the other time you're doing your parenting best, then parents deserve a break from parenting if there's a way that they can feasibly get it. I think it would be great if our culture and society could help build that in for parents, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, the one way of looking at it is you wouldn't work a full-time job and not take a break from that full-time job. You wouldn't ever take a job where it's Monday to Friday, you know, 18 hours a day, all year round, constant like worry and upkeep without taking a break.
Hmm.
Because it'd just be soul destroying. You wouldn't be the
Yeah,
same person you were. You've given everything to this one thing, which is what parenting is. You basically give all your whenever you think you have free time. Like when you finish work, you get home. It's not by the time they're the age that our kids are at. It's not free time. You haven't finished. You've just gone home to do your other job.
yeah,
And I know it's a horrific way of saying it that being a parent is like a job or comparing it to an actual job. But
yeah,
it's the best way to describe that you need a break from it because you become this person at work and then you become the parent at home and you don't be yourself.
yep,
And your spouse or an significant other has fallen in love with the person that you are or were, because everybody changes every 7 years, personality and everything else. Um, but being a parent and then working full time and trying to provide, you come out the other end of that a completely different person. But you need to make sure that that different person is still compatible with the person that you're with. So you need the break to make sure that you guys are still on the same page all the time. For me,
hmm,
because you can soon be pulled apart by the children.
yep, yeah. I 100% agree, and I don't think it's. I mean, I don't think it's horrific to call parenting a job. Like, is it? I love both jobs that I have. I love the job I have at work when I go into the office. Like that's a passion of mine. I love my job as a dad. That's a passion of mine. I can love both of them. And sometimes I dislike aspects of both of them, but in the end I wouldn't change them for anything.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think
like
I think if there's any way we can get rid of a stigma, if it does, if there is one, then let's do it. That's what I say.
yeah, I've had my ups and downs with parenting. Um, been a stepfather, been a co-parenting father, and then with Logan being a full-time father, it's been a very, very good shift of hats. It's been a
Sure.
difficult one. I've had to manage like meeting Jay at 8 and building a relationship with somebody that was very, very quiet and closed off. But no, she's not. You know, we spoke to her the other day on FaceTime while she was at university, and you know, like she's dyed her hair red and then it's faded, so now it's ginger. So then when I said to her, when I shouted over the phone to her, like, "See you later, Ginger Ninja," she told me to F off. We have a very loving relationship. Um, Emily has her quirks when she comes with us with the way that she does things, and she has them at her mum's, which is really nice. And I'm just hopefully on the other side of a difficult period with Logan where, for whatever reason, he just does not want to listen to me and what the advice that I give or anything like that. And it's been very difficult. There's been more falling out than there has of being a great parent with him, and to the point where, like, I've said to him, look, you do what you want to do. If you want to do that and it hurts, then fine. I'll just laugh. You've been told, you've been warned. I have supported you as much as possible. You're still not listening.
Hmm.
Um, to the point where now, like, we're in a better place in terms of laughing and giggling, and the arguments are less and less, which is good. So, it was at that point where I'd have been quite happy to take a week away and a break
Right.
like you've
Yeah.
had.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, you need the time to recharge. You're going to go back to this, and you're going to be like, you're fully DK'd out. You've been chilled by the pool. You've eaten nice food and been nice places. You're ready to go back and be parent Nick
Yeah.
and be at ease and relaxed. I mean, I don't know how Becca's going to be eased and relaxed because she's still been doing the work thing, but I'm assuming it's different to what she normally does. So
Yeah.
she's still going to go back with an element of chilled.
No, yeah, for sure. Yeah, and it's like I think I said on Monday, it's been a great week. I did talk about like there are just I I miss my kiddos, and I specifically miss certain experiences of like when Beck and I went. I think I talked about the donut cones that we had. I don't know if that was off podcast or on podcast, but we had these ice cream cones. These ice cream cones that were like the cone was a donut with a hole in the middle, and I was just like, the kids, this would blow the kids' minds. And so there are things like that I'm like, oh, I wish I could be like, here's a donut cone, kids, because they would just be like, oh, I get ice cream and a donut, and it's filled with all kinds of goodies on the inside, like it would just blow their mind. So there are experiences where I'm like, oh man. So, but
But
but yeah,
it's that it's that thought process and that feeling which you can class as a guilt because I'm enjoying an experience that I know the kids would enjoy when I'm doing it without them.
sure,
But at the same time, it makes you such a great father because you've stopped to think kids would love this. This is like, and it's that moment there for me where you can turn around and think to yourself, I am on par with my kids. I know how they think. I know how they feel. I know what they want. That makes you a great father. So, and again, it's an epiphany point while you've been away that you need, like, you've come to that. You're going to go
yeah.
back feeling really good. Like, I feel good because I know what they'd enjoy and stuff. So,
Mhm. What are things like as I think about like, you know, I mean, we were blessed to be able to. I was blessed to be a stowaway, so that all I really had to do was pay for whatever food I wanted and a plane ticket, which is great. And it's been like, what are ways that parents can take a hot second that don't have the ability to do a week away across the country? You know what I mean? Like, because somebody might be listening to this being like, that can't be me. I don't know what the. I mean, it sounds great. Good for you. Jealous. Shut up. But I can't do that. I can't do that thing, right?
yeah. Make time in the evening. Once if you've got kids that once they're in bed, you can guarantee that they're like asleep within half an hour. Make time in the evening to do something. Like if you've got the space in the back. I mean, one of the things that me and Lindsay used to love doing was we had a fire pit in the back garden.
Mm,
Because we used to sit by that. Lindsay would read. I would either like scroll through on my phone and do something. I'd play on the Switch with my headphones in, doing doing something we really enjoy in the same space, decompressing and switching off together.
mhm,
It's fantastic. Or like we've done, we did on Monday. We took a lazy day. Um, I went and sat on the bed with a Switch while Logan was out playing with his pals, with the water pistols, and Lindsay laid down and she read for a little bit and she closed her eyes and she went to sleep. So, like saved her page for her with whatever I could find to stick between the pages and moved the book out of the way, pulled the blanket over her a little bit more so she was a bit more tucked in and just sat there and carried on playing Donkey Kong and just shared the same space doing things that we enjoy and just being comfortable in each other's company. You
mhm,
don't have to be traveling to the other side of the country or going on holiday or cabins in the woods kind of thing. You don't have to be doing stuff like that. Just take the time to do either something you both enjoy doing and you can do it together, or do the thing that you enjoy doing but in the same space. If you can, and that for me is one of the greatest things as a couple, is if you can sit in silence and both do the thing that you enjoy doing. Like Lindsay will sit on the sofa with her feet across me reading a book while I'm playing the Switch. For me, that's the one of the best things you can do because you both do it like, and I say it again and again. You're both doing something that you enjoy doing, but in each other's company in silence. You don't have to be doing anything or saying anything or trying to have like the intimacy of like giving each other a hug and holding each other's hand while you're watching TV and stuff. Don't force yourself to do something that either of the partners enjoy if you can find something to do in the same space together.
mhm. Can I say, like, you total one? I love it. Yes. And especially like you talk about the evenings, especially for those parents who have well, kids that are kind of around our age, where they're just getting to the point where if they don't have school, they're good to stay up till like 11 midnight, stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying you got to have them go to bed, but I think it's really important to be like, hey, 9 o'clock's hit, cool, go do something in your room. This is still going to be mom and dad time, right? Like, because that's the thing that I see that gets eaten away from from Beck and I in the summer is like there's this like 2 hours we have at night that just are gone because the kids are there. They're like, what are we gonna watch? What are we gonna do? What are we gonna so first off there's that of like make sure you still if that's your time, if evening is your time with your spouse minus kids, like make sure those summer holidays doesn't eat that away because the kids don't have to go to bed for school. Second, I may feel more guilt at the house. Like I'm really bad about being like hey, just go do your own thing, kids. You know what I mean? Like what you're talking about. I'm going to do my thing, you do your thing. And I'm trying to get better about that this summer. But I'm like, what can I do with the kids? Or, how can I incorporate them into what's going on here? Like, I actually may feel more guilt when I'm there than when I'm away, to be honest.
But that's because you're used to doing stuff. It's you've got you've. This is where the difference in ages comes in for us too. Like Noah's 10 now.
11, yeah.
Yeah, 11. Sorry,
No,
he's just turned 11.
yeah, yeah. 3 months ago. 11.
Yeah, where oh really really dry throat. Whereas are 18, 13, and 7.
Go
Should have got
outside
more.
and go outside and breathe some air.
Oh yeah, just as all the air.
Just get all the humidity. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what's doing it. So we've kind of gone through the teenage stage with Jaya. Now she's 18 and she's 19 now and she's living away. So every time I breathe in. So we've kind of got used to the locking herself in away in a room and doing her own thing.
Mm-hmm.
Emily's doing the same now. So we've kind of given Logan the ability to do the same in terms of
Sure.
We can say to him now, because it used to be that he didn't have anything in his room like a TV or a games console or anything like that. We didn't really like him taking his iPad in there on his own. But now we can say to him like, look, it's 9 o'clock. Mommy and Dad want to watch their program on TV. It's too graphic for you, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Go, kids. Here's some snacks. Go and do your own things in your own rooms. And like we'll give them an hour doing that, and then we'll shout them down and be like, right, it's time for bed.
Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right. Like, so we're transitioning, right? We're transitioning to that next stage of like, especially for Noah, but even for Ariel, because Ariel gets everything earlier now because they kind of, even though they're like 3 years apart, we kind of lump them together.
Yeah. So, and the thing is that you'll, and I know you get this because we talk about like how when it comes to playing certain games that you can't play that because you like to do things with the kiddos in terms of gaming. But there's going to come a point where you'll be like, oh, I can play this game because Noah's doing his thing, or I can play this game because Ariel's doing her thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that's a really good point, and that's probably like this summer where we are. Like I felt like I've been playing Mario when I was at the house before DK came out. I was playing Mario Wonder because it was like the kids are doing Splatoon. They're into Splatoon right now. I don't know why all of a sudden they like went crazy with Splatoon. We only have 2 copies, and they're like, you should. Can you buy a third? And I was like, nah, I don't really care about Splatoon enough, guys, to buy a third copy. I was like, but if one of y'all want to do that, I'll be happy to take my copy back. That's fine. They were out on that idea. So I was like, okay, well, you guys play, and I've been playing Mario Wonder while they play Splatoon. And yeah, so I think we are kind of in that stage, and I have to get out of that mindset of like I need to find a thing for the kids to do or incorporate them into the thing somehow. So
But at the same time, if you're playing Mario Wonder in the same space they're playing Splatoon together, you're still sharing the gaming experience, just
yeah,
all doing
hmm
your different things, enjoying the games that you enjoy, but together in the same place.
yeah,
So it's still spending time with them. It's just you aren't directly entertaining them in terms of relying on you to start the next game or so on and so forth.
hmm no,
So,
yeah, that's 100% true, and that is a great way. I would say, we don't know whoever's out there listening. We don't know your lifestyle or what works best for you. But even if you're not away for a week or a weekend, or you can't put any distance. Like I think whether it's evenings or whatever works for you, like it's important to at least find that space to give yourself some clarity, I
yeah,
think.
and have the conversations because you can almost guarantee that your other half is probably feeling the same, and they're sat there thinking like, "I want to spend more time with you because I'm kind of fed up of being the other parent, and I want to reconnect with you. Our kids are at a point now where we can do that. How do we do this?" Start the conversation. They might be shocked that you're feeling the same because they might think that you're okay just cruising through life being this parent and not a partner kind of thing. So because there's people I've spoken to that have kind of you know not had the conversation and then being surprised when the partners kind of dropped it on them, like, you don't want to spend time with me, and they'll turn around and argue, well, I sit with you every night while we're watching the stuff on TV, and the partner's like, yeah, but that's not what I mean, is we're not doing things together.
Hmm Yeah,
So but to have the conversation, talking always works, ignoring things doesn't. So
that is true. That is true. Anything else on this, sir?
um no, we covered a lot in that. I haven't had to use any of my stuff. You even hit like the last thing on the list about how we can reflect on why having the time away matters in terms of modern day parenting has lent into that. And so, yeah, I haven't got anything else to cover on this.
All right. And I think Sean needs a hot second too. So we're gonna go out because you're not hearing it because he's muting his mic, but he's having some struggles over here. So
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's suddenly like it can't be the air because it's definitely not dry. So, but
maybe my Arizona
no,
air is coming through the thing and making you cough. It's coming through the
yeah,
digital
possibly it
waves.
it could be that it's midnight. I'm tired, and
That's fair.
I made the poor choice of having a beer rather than like some kind of water to quench my thirst while we were talking. Um, no, it's been a great topic. Like I said, if and we always say we kind of cover these topics that are a little bit deeper. Like last week's was a quite a light one. Is that if you are feeling like you have questions or you need some help or anything like, do feel free to reach out to us. Um, it appears that we seem to be quite apt at finding the time to do the things that we enjoy doing with our partners. Nick likes to go to the other side of the country, and I like to go into cabins in the woods. But yeah, do feel free to reach out and talk to us about things. And yeah, or if you have taken some inspiration from what we said, go and do that. Go and do it and enjoy it. Enjoy being a parent. Enjoy being a person, and enjoy being a partner. Because the kids wouldn't be here without that bit. So
Amen. Well
cool,
said, sir.
right? Yeah. Until next time, anyway, guys. Enjoy the weekend, and we shall see you soon.
See you later, guys.
Thanks for tuning in to Dad Crossing. We're here to remind you that this podcast is made by dads for dads. It's a place where all of us can come together, share a laugh, and tackle the wild ride that is fatherhood. If you want to keep the conversation going or just need a safe space to chat or ask for help, you are always welcome to reach out. You can find me, Sean, at Sean_Abbott, and you can find my good friend Nick at Nick10Do. And of course, give our social media platforms a good look over because that is where we share all the updates, all the laughs, and all the things dad life. That is, everything is at Dad Crossing. For anything more, feel free to drop us a message at team@dadcrossing.com. And until next time, stay strong, stay connected, and remember, you're never alone on this journey. We'll see you in the next episode of Dad Crossing.